ladies, welcome. My name is Claire Bird. I am the identity coach. You're listening to the Awaken Woman podcast, brought to you by Inspired Lifestyles. How are we all? Welcome to episode 6, guys. How are we feeling? Holy moly, it is phenomenal. We've had some cracking guests on so far, and I've been busy away locking in dates with potential guests, and you're going to be blown away by the caliber of women. I know I say it every week, but the caliber of women coming onto this podcast is just next level. So super pumped to have you here. Thanks again for listening. I hope you are enjoying the content, whether you're listening, drinking your morning coffee, perhaps the kids are at school, or you're on the way to work. A welcome to the Awakened Woman. Like I said, my name is Claire Burton. I'm the identity coach, and I help women find their identity so that they just be more than just a mum, just a wife, or just a worker. I help women stop aimlessly wandering and dabbling in things, and we really narrow down and focus on what it is that we want to feel. Not so much when we grow up, but what do we want to feel every day? How do we want to be every day? So like I said, thank you again. This is the Awaken Woman podcast, and super grateful to have you. Today's episode 6, is titled The Art of Soulful Writing. And it is a really important exercise. It's a really important skill, and it is a fundamental element that I train my clients on, that is journaling. Now, in the past, we may think that it's like a Dear Diary sort of a scenario where you write all your wishes and your dreams and it's all airy fairy. But what I've come to know over the past year particularly is that it is more of a soulful communication between myself, my heart voice, my head voice, and my dreams and interpretations, my intentions. The course of this year, I've had to really dig deep, and I've had to really engage all of my senses to overcome the triggers that voice my fears, my fear of inadequacy, my fear of disappointment, rejection, of not fitting in, feeling silly, being an extroverted introvert. It's a difficult mask to wear when you have high functioning anxiety as well. So I packaged all of these beautiful little ideas up, and I've created a program, the Golden Journal Project, and we've impacted almost 50 women now. And it was an interactive masterclass. It's completely now online and self-paced, so that you do everything in your own time. But it's an experience that I implore women to take on, especially when they become clients of mine, because if you cannot start the art of soulful writing, if you cannot let go of the need that you can't ask for more, if you cannot release in terms of manifestation, in terms of asking for more, in terms of trusting and holding faith, then there is no point you even venturing into the world of adult education in terms of personal development. You need to be able to be vulnerable. You've got to take pride out of the window. No one's going to judge you in this space for that. But yet it's a communication style that we think is silly, because we've probably grown up, and I know I have, we've grown up with the idea that we need to be grateful for everything we have because there are people worse off than us. Now, that's, like I say, nearly probably in every class that I do, in every session, in every podcast. That is an amazing moral I have been passed down from my previous generations, don't get me wrong. But what it is, it's actually put a ceiling on what I believe should be available to me, what is destined for me, and what I'm able to do. So I now help women break up with these legacies that we've inherited that we believe are to be true but are actually not. So when we start journaling, it is not a Dear Diary, this is what I'm grateful for. It's a really soulful communication and sharing the darkest moments that you perhaps are not confident enough yet to speak with other people. It is an opportunity to get things out of your head if you are an overthinker. So if you are like me and you have come from a very masculine world of employment or environment, you have high functioning anxiety and you are a massive overthinker, then you are going to really struggle opening up with yourself. You are going to really struggle seeing how amazing you are, and you're going to have some major inadequacies. And that is nothing wrong with you. There is probably 80% of the population that feel like that. The difference is that you and I are now the 1% that are doing something about it. So Journaling allows you in your own space, in your own words, to be guided along a rabbit hole, perhaps, if that is what you want to call it, to discovering what it is you're wanting more of. It is a process that should be done in pockets of your time. It is not something that should take more than 20 minutes unless there is a particular barrier that you feel is holding you back. If you are guided by the right questions, and if you are led by a professional who is qualified to ask the right questions, then you are going to be able to connect with the message sooner. So in the Golden Journal Project, it is a face-to-face Zoom. It is a Zoom class that we do, and it's really interactive. I share a lot around my story. I share a lot of what's happened to me over this year in terms of struggle and disconnect within myself, and the journey of me. So the transformation of me from 12 months ago to now is next level. But it also includes questions I've had to really ask myself, and the times that I've had to ask professionals' help as well. So it all comes down to looking at your life and what are you proud of. And as women who are mothers, we are the most harshest critic. We never feel we are good enough. We are constantly filled with guilt and that we should be comparing to someone else. But not in terms of, oh, look at what she's got. We are always comparing our first chapter to someone else's 20th. So we always go, oh yeah, but I couldn't do what she does. When you write and when you journal, it brings a lot of reflection into your life. And when we look at things with reflection, you actually see how incredible you are and what you've overcame and how you've persevered in the face of adversity, in a sense that you continually get down and look how far I've come, look at what I've overcome to be here, but not of in a surface level, it's at a really deep level. So is a workbook that I developed and I wrote that goes hand in hand with the masterclass, but in it are probably about 20 odd questions that you don't have to answer all at once, and I get my clients to choose a few that relate to them for that particular week. Because when anyone comes and works with me, they know that they have to have a set of intentions that they work to every day. Now, the difference with me is that I don't get you to do your intentions to lose weight or to feel lighter and happier and nicer. It's intentions that are going to bring energy and confidence and love into your life. It is going to bring passion and intensity and intimacy into your life. You are going to break free from this shell that is holding you back so that you can actually spring forward to be this person that you've never been before. Intentions are simple things. A lot of the intentions I set for my clients are ones that do not cost money. Sun, air, water, exercise, which could be a walk around the block. Now, they're 4 things you can do all at once, okay? And then I'll add in writing in morning and evening as well. So it's really important that communication, and it's a habit and an intention you promise to show up for each and every day. If you want to know why the most successful people get up early and move their body, drink their water, get some sun and write, it's because it gets the stuff out of their heads. It gets the stuff out of our heads so that we have space and we have clarity to know what we're working on, other than getting caught in procrastination. So if you have high functioning anxiety and you do not journal and you are walking around in circles like a headless chicken lacking direction, it's because you haven't learned how to download everything that's in your head, writing it on paper without judgment. And that's what's really important. So it's an important chat to have today because I think it's a skill that women do not do, because it's still got the bit of a stigma. Oh, it's airy fairy. It's all got to do with The Secret or manifestation. It's got nothing to do with that. It has got everything to do with the fact that you need to get the crap out of your head so that you have space to become present with your kids. You have space to become present with your partner and husband. You have space to focus on your business rather than procrastinate and write to-do lists. Now, I'm going to do a podcast in a couple of weeks that is all about high functioning anxiety. If you are resonating with all of these points, please make sure you listen to this. It's coming up in a few weeks. Okay. You're going to blow your mind how real it is, and what your traits you're doing right now is causing you to be stagnant, whether it's in your life, in your relationship, your parenting, your business. All right, so that is where we start. We always start with a baseline, and the non-negotiable habit I have my clients do is journaling. Now, it's not something that these workbooks I produce, I don't see the answers. It's a very personal journey. It's a very guided journey. Okay, I provide the pathway, and it's up to them to take it in what direction that these ladies feel they need. So please, in my email address is contacted on the bottom of this podcast. Please make sure you head over and contact me if you want to be a part or get a copy of the Golden Journal Project. It is a really inquisitive, curious program that allows you to not feel like you're broken, to not feel like you are behind the 8 ball, and to feel that you are so much more than just, yet empowered at the same time. It is a soulful communication style that will lead you down a path of holy moly, especially if you do not like conflict. It will help you voice your concerns and have those conversations with those around you. If you feel you need to find clarity or closure or partnering up with someone and you don't even know how to ask for it. If you can start having those conversations with yourself, it is so, so, so important. So please make sure that you are intentional when you do it. Don't do it and tick it off your list. Don't say, yeah, I journaled today, tick off. You may as well not even do it if that's the case. So making sure that you are writing and that you are soulfully writing and you are being vulnerable, that you are writing and not judging yourself. You need to get to the point where you open up your journal, you grab your pen and you just write, and you have no idea where these words have come from. You have no idea why they're being written, and you're just writing. There are moments where I write for 5 minutes because I might be having a particularly bad day and I don't know how to say what I feel. There are moments when I'm in deep gratitude where I've come through a really dark tunnel and I've written 3 or 4 pages. It really depends, but the fact is I showed up and I tried and I set my intention of what I wanted for each of those days. That is the difference, and that is what makes up the 1%. So that is the difference of those that have a beautiful little journal with a great pen and it's on a great space and they sit in. No, that's not what journaling is. Journaling is creating space for yourself in your darkest moments, knowing that you are soulfully connected within yourself to write and not feel judged. That's what journaling is. Okay, journaling allows the art of communication. If you can learn to release things from yourself, it allows you to get curious as to what else is available to you. It gets you curious, okay, if that came out from just that one session, what else can I learn? And who else can I reach out for help? What do I want more of? What do I want to feel? What do I want to release? What don't I want to feel anymore? What pattern do I notice in myself, in my relationships that are not serving me, and when I talk about not serving me, are not making me feel good? What do I want more of? So don't start questioning and writing about your why. Your why is irrelevant, essentially. Your why, you need to focus on what you want to feel. Okay, not what you want in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What do you want to feel tomorrow? What do you want to feel at 8 o'clock tonight as you're putting the kids to bed and you're writing your reflection piece? What are you going to write that you're most proud of today? What are you going to write that you're most thankful for today? What is your word for the day? How are you showing up in that word today? They are the questions that I set my clients, and on a deeper level with more action points as well, because they're the steps I feel are holding women back from being able to break through that self-imposed shell that we have around us. These questions, and every day you write and you journal and you let your guard down, you put a chink into that shell so that every day in 30 days time, you might be able to crack the first layer of that shell, or you might be able to crack a hole so you let sun in. And that's a bit more charming and warming and positive, and then you keep going. That's the art of journaling. That is the art of reflecting without judgment and recognizing that, okay, what's happened to me has happened. I can't change it. But what do I want the new version of me? What do I want me to feel going forward if I don't have all these pressures and weights and expectations on me? They're the conversations, ladies, we need to start moving towards. I want you to move away from the conversations that are quite generic that say, what is your why? My why is to make more money, to spend more time with my kids. I think they're utter crap. I've heard them all before, and they're very surface level. They do nothing but promote competition between women and it further inadequacies. And if you are like me and you have deep inadequacies in your soul, they do nothing to create relatability at all. I would much rather hear from a woman who has openly shared her journey with me and told me that it was really difficult, but it took her 2 years to do something, rather than a woman saying, I did all these amazing things in 6 weeks and you should follow what I do. Because that doesn't relate to me at all. I'm someone who feels quite overwhelmed. I'm someone who feels inadequate. So telling me that I can copy what you do and get the same success in 6 weeks and be a complete extrovert is not what's in my soul, in my being, in my makeup. So this is your signal, this is your sign that it is possible on a couple of conditions. One, you need to be willing. You need to be willing to put aside 10, 15, 20 minutes of your day, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 at night for you and for writing. You are not too busy. Okay, you are not too busy that you can't write and reflect and set your intention for who you want to be. If you want all the amazing riches and abundance in life, you must create time. And that is part of the Activated Woman, where I speak about CEO mindset and CEO habits. Okay, what sets the women that get stuff done versus those that are still talking about it as well. So if this is something that has really intrigued you, please like and share and tell your girlfriends about it. It is an important message we need to speak about, and it is an important message that needs to be taken away from an Instagram filter. So soulful writing is so important. It is why I created the Golden Journal Project. It is why I created a community around it, because women need to understand it's more than just a why. Okay, we need to recognize our own journey. We need to recognize our own passions and recognize our growth over the last day, month, and year. That is the point of Inspired Lifestyles. That is the point of an identity coach. That is the whole point of personal development. If you're not getting that from whoever you are following them, you need to follow someone new. You can follow someone that's done all the hard yards and still makes it real. Tells you that it's really difficult some days. It's not all rainbows and puppy dogs. Okay, some days are going to be harder than others. But when you stay focused on your mission and your purpose and your intention, it does make it all worthwhile. So please get in touch, ladies. The Golden Journal Project is a complete online self-paced program now, available via myinspiredlifestyleproject.com, or you can just message me and I can make sure the team get onto it for you as well. Okay, so let me know in the comments or contact me on Insta. What are you going to journal about? What are you wanting to release? If you didn't have to feel a certain thought, behavior, pattern, what would you feel? They are the questions I want to ask you. So enjoy this episode. Please make sure you head over, subscribe, like, and share. And I look forward to coming to your beautiful little ears in the future. Bye.